Um, this is brand new smart invoice system, which is developed from scratch using some cool technologies like KPHP, MySQL, jQuery, and Twitter Bootstrap, and data tables, and etc. This is new login page of Smart Invoice, where you can enter your credentials and log into our system. So this login page has two more links: forget password and register account. Um, this is the forget password page, and this this is register account page, so where you can enter your details and register a new account. So each page in the smart invoice system is validated properly on the client side using jQuery in order to reduce load on the server side. So the login page has one more important link where you can change where you can choose your native languages so that you can use this smart invoice system in your own language. So I leave as it now as it has different languages English, so that for demo purpose, so that we can say everything in English. So now I am logging to our smart invoice system. So once you logged in, you can see the dashboard page where you can see the total number of invoices and total number of quotes created so far. So also we can see the overview of invoices and quotes. Also there is invoices, recent quotes, and recent payments, those details. So in the dashboard page, the invoice number is linked to the invoice edit page, and the client is linked to the view client page. So for example, so I'm clicked on the invoice number, so it takes you to the invoice edit page. So you can directly edit the invoices. Also I clicked on the client name, so it takes you to the view clients. So we can the view clients page, you can see the client informations, also the total number of invoices created so far for that particular client, the total billed and total paid by the particular client, and total balance of the particular client. Also you can see the total invoice created for that particular invoices with the different states. Also total quotes created for the particular client. Also the number of payments made by the payment history of the particular client. So I'm going back to the dashboard page. Also you can in the invoice overview, different status of the invoice. So the invoice status is linked to the invoice list page, same manner the quotes is related linked to the quotes list page. So if I click any of the invoice status, it takes you to the invoice list page and filter that invoice list page based on the status you have clicked on the dashboard page. So also you can in the invoice list page you can filter out the particular client, so that you can specifically select the invoices you want to see. Okay, then also a few other options are provided on the dashboard page. From the dashboard page you can directly create the invoice. So also I've given the quick links, so that you don't need to search the particular option somewhere. So I've given the as a quick link, so you can directly create an invoice, quote, or make a new payment, add a new product or client or a company. So with just a single click you can you maybe there's some part of application, but we can, with this just single click, you can create an invoice or quotes, make a new payment. So let's go to the next option of the smart invoice. So the smart invoice creation process is a two-step process. So in the first step, you have to select the invoice group and client tax information for that, for a particular invoice, and the company. Um, these information by default prebuilt based on the this invoice settings you have been set it in the settings page. For example, here the invoice, whatever the settings you have been set here, so automatically pre-filled here. So there is no need of repetitive. If you're doing some repetitive option, so it will, reduce the effortness of yours. So now I'm going to select a client and click on create invoice. It takes you to the invoice edit page. So where you can suppose if you want to change now your the client, you can change. If you type the client name, it automatically suggests you the particular client. If you select, automatically the client and the currency also will be updated. So I don't want, I'm reverting back to the Dreamcast of solution client. So you see the address, everything changed automatically. Also the currency symbol also changed based on the client. So now I'm going to add um, line items. So now I'm selecting the line item, so it automatically pre-populated based on the selected product. So now I'm changing the quantity. So see the total price and the tax information is calculated automatically. um, also so I'm trying to add one more product. So suppose, for example, I'm trying to add unknowable product. That the quantity more than that is available, it will warn you that the available quantity is this much, so you can add more than that. So also I given one more option, so you can update the product quantity in your stock. So in very easy manner. So if you select 10 or 25, 100 or 200 and click on save, it will automatically the quantity is updated in the stock, in your stock. So also you can manually edit the quantity, and you can update the product quantity to your in your system. So the stock management is managed very easily. So there is no need of extra effort. So I can now the quantity is updated, so that I can update the product quantity. So the next one more and improvement is, so suppose if I am trying to add the already added product in the invoice, it will warn you that you have already added this product. Please it let you know that please choose different one. So it avoids adding duplicate product in the same invoice. Same invoice. Also, this invoice terms and footer text, by default it will be populated based on the settings page. What are the things you have been provided for the invoice terms and invoice footer. So you can change these text and the terms. Also you can enter notes for the client. So whatever things you do, the everything is is at the instantly it will show you the preview for that invoice, mm, preview in the PDF format. So you no need to wait. You can directly download then the invoice in the PDF format, or you can save or send an email to the to your client. So now if I click on save invoice, it will take you to the invoice list page. So the invoice list page has a filters. You can able to filter out and select the particular invoice we've been created. So the invoice I have created this one. So I've given few more options in invoice page. So these are the few more options. You can edit, clone, preview, generate an PDF for the invoice, or send an email invoice in email, or and then make a payment for that particular invoice. So you don't need to go to the different pages to do these different actions. You can do it with a just single click in invoice page itself. For example, suppose I want to clone this the last invoice. If I click on, it will ask you the permissions, or if you want to clone this invoice. If you click on continue, um, it it will warn you if the available quantity is less than the record quantity. It will warn you that if you continue clone the invoice, only the available product quantity will be um, cloned to the cloned as a new invoice. If you click on continue, it will create a clone invoice of that with only the available quantity. For example, the record quantity is 43, but available is 50. Yeah, available is 43. So it is cloned that invoice only with the record quantity. Suppose you want to update on number of quantities more, so you can update the number of product quantity, and you can make it as 50 and save this invoice. So it's successfully cloned as a new invoice. So also we can make an you can see the preview of that invoice. Also we can, from preview we can download the PDF. You can see the invoice in PDF format. Also you can send an email directly from the invoice list page. So there is some issue with my SMTP settings, so I will make that SMTP settings. Okay. I will there is some issue in sending email, so I will check that. So you can make a payment for that particular invoice. So you can make an full payment or partial payment. Suppose I'm making 2000 rupees as a partial. Initial partial payment. You can see the amount paid is 2000. It's and balance amount. So the status also is changed to the partial because it's made as a partial payment. So suppose if I'm going to click on again the payment, it would let you pay only the remaining amount. Suppose if you're trying to enter 500 and trying to pay, it won't allow you to enter more than that. So please enter less than 484, less than that. So see, the status is changed the paid and the balance is 0. The code is there is same set of functionalities duplicated for the codes because it's the invoice and codes is almost same except few different things. So this is invoice a codes create page, and this is a codes list page. Also you can clone this code to the invoice. If you continue, it will create this code is converted into invoice. Also here option you can see the PDF. Also you can see the preview of that code. You can send an email of that code to your client. This is so where you can download or open the PDF. The next is company. You can actually this is add company page where the record field is validated properly. Once you give all the record fields, it will be created as a new company. So you can see this is the company list page where you can see the list of companies you maintain. So with this single invoice system, you can maintain the invoice for the multiple companies. You don't need to maintain multiple instances of this application. With this single instances of the application, you can maintain the invoices for the multiple companies. So you can add multiple companies. So in the invoice list page, you can there is different the filter options. You can filter and select the particular company and do the actions, add, edit, and the card operation you can do the same manner. So the payment as add payment, payment payment list page, and add payment method and payment methods. So in the payment list page, it will show you the history of the payments made by the different clients. So also here we provided the filter, so you can able to filter out filter of the payments, and you can see select the particular payment and see the add payment details. So here also you can see the preview of that particular payment, and you can see the PDF of that particular payment receipt. Also you can send an email of the particular payment receipt. Also, you can add a new payment. You can do the new payment for the invoices. If you choose the client, it will list out the number of um, invoices that is not yet paid. So here also it will validate it properly. Suppose if you are trying to enter more amount than that invoice record amount, it will warn you that enter less than that. Okay, so once you entered and click on the pay now, it will make new payment for that particular invoice. So also we can add a new client. This is a add client page. So add client page also is validated properly with all the record fields. This is client list page. Also provided with the filters and some of the options. From this page you can create an new invoice for that particular client, or new quote, or make a new payment right from this client list page. You don't need to go to the payments page or invoice page to create invoice, or you don't need to go for the payment to the payment page. You can make it from this page itself. This is a product, so you can add a new product. Also this is product list page. So this also provided with the filters. You can filter and edit, update, undo all those actions with very ease. So this is add user, and this is settings page. So here where you can all the settings related things is maintained in the page itself. This is the central settings page. You can change the default currency, date format, default country, and you can change the date format and enable searching options, and you can upload different logo for your smart invoice, and you can select the default language. Okay, so also invoice default settings will be provided in this page. The email setup is done here, quote setup here done here, and payments related settings are done here, and tax informations and company default company is this. So also you can for you can add different template for sending invoices. You don't need to so for adding new templates, here the text editor is given, so you can directly edit the your HTML of the particular template. So in the invoice email list page, it's provided with the filters. So also from the invoice list page you can able to clone the already existing email template, so you don't need to copy paste and do the actions. You just click on that clone button, it will clone the particular email template, and you can edit and do the some of it. So it's cloned now. You can update the invoice payment success. Where you can edit the source code and do the changes and click on add new template. It will be added to the added as new email template. Suppose if you want to as an email template for the new payment, then you go to the a settings page and select the default email template for that and update. This new template will be updated whenever you send an email to your client. The new email template design will be applied to your email. So this is a language. Suppose this is the list of languages supported now. So we can add your own languages. All you just need to do is you need to add the language code and language name. The uh, language code and language name. Click on that language. It will be added to the either language. But you need to do a few more settings. Um, uh, do in the code level changes. So you need to provide your language file, upload to your server. So once these two settings are done, so you can able to use this invoice system in your own language. So from this dashboard also you can able to select your language. Spanish. I'm selecting it as Spanish. So you can see the whole thing in Spanish language. This the features that has the invoice system.